Kobe Bryant is one of the greatest basketball players ever, and he had a flaw that we all know about. You have to tell you have to tell the picture in totality. We're not trying to make Kobe out to be no hero. We're celebrating his basketball excellence. We understand what happened in Colorado. That's fair. But two things can be true. When we're celebrating Kobe's life and his unfortunate death, we can do that, but it's fair to question that.
Yo, YouTube. What's going on? Trey back again to hit you with another video. And I hope you all been having a very good day, a very good week so far. My week has been going very good. But this video right here is about Charles Barkley and the comments that he made on the NBC show today, where they were basically talking about Kobe Bryant and how he should be remembered. Many of you all can choose to remember Kobe how you want to, but it's what Charles Barkley said that is so troubling. And you would think, out of all people, why in the hell would Charles Barkley be the main one that has something to say? But, you know, what he said was kind of troubling to me. It also made me look at his past also, because one thing about it that we all cannot deny is that we all have a past. None of us is perfect. No matter who you think you are or what you are, you know what I'm saying? All our stuff stinks sometimes, if you know what I mean. What you used to do in the past, if it was bad, you shouldn't do it as you get older, you know, because the things that you do as a child, you should put away once you become grown. But I'm not here to preach to you. I'm just here to reach to you. But let's go over some things that Charles Barkley said, and also some of his past deeds and what he should be remembered as also, since he says that Kobe should be remembered also for the rape allegation, which was thrown out of court, which the person did not testify, which I already did a story over, which other people has already did a story over, and also the fact that the woman was discredited because she had other men's sperm inside of her. Now, I'm not saying no woman should be violated or raped. That is not what I'm saying. What I'm saying, though, I mean, like, you cannot just convict a person just because of hearsay. That's what you have the court for, to do all that. But let's go over what Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said. You know, he used to play for the Lakers also, and also for the Milwaukee Bucks, for those who really follow basketball. I don't have no problem with what Kareem said, but Kareem said like this: we can love and respect Kobe without canonizing him as perfect, but it was the real Kobe, flaws and all, that we should love. And that's fine the way he said that, because we all have flaws. You know what I'm saying? We are all flawed individuals. I don't know why people sit up here on YouTube and on social media acting like they're more perfect than now. Like they don't have any sin anywhere about them. You know, none of us is perfect. So get off your high horse and remember that. But also, this reminds me of what I read in the Bible. You know, I'm not here to preach. I'm just trying to get some understanding. It was John chapter 8, verse 7, when this woman was committing adultery and they're about to stone this woman to death. And Jesus told the people, you know what I'm saying, let he that is without sin cast the first stone. He didn't basically say that verbatim, but that's pretty much what he said. And everybody fled, even the beginning with the elders, because everybody has sin, everybody has skeletons in their closet. There was no one left there to stone a woman to death because everybody had sin and it touched their conscience. But I guess some people don't have no conscience. Just like you would have people who will say 1,000 things about you, just like they ain't never did nothing wrong or whatever, just because they don't like you or whatever. But the point is, though, I mean, you got to really think about certain things, but I just want to hit you all with that. But back to Charles Barkley, old-faced self. Now, Charles Barkley said that Kobe Bryant should be remembered for his rape allegation, but you have to tell the story in totality. You can't just pick and choose what you want to say. Now, he says you have to tell the picture in totality, but then he goes on and say, we're not making Kobe out to be no hero. We're celebrating his basketball excellence. We understand what happened in Colorado. That's fair, but two things can be true. And like, what is this guy talking about? Why would Charles Barkley, instead of saying something good about Kobe, bring up the same thing that Gayle King and other people have been bringing up about Kobe? I mean, you didn't bring this up when the man was alive. None of them did. But it's quite fittingly that they would bring this up once he's deceased. Let me tell you something today. People are going to talk about you whether you're doing good, whether you're doing bad. People are going to talk about you whether you're glad or whether you're sad. People are going to talk about you whether you're dead or alive. So what I'm trying to tell you is this right here. You can't worry about what people say, but when you have a platform such as a Charles Barkley, such as an NBC show today, it's like, what's the agenda? We know plenty of other races of men, which I did a story on, and other people have did a story on, that have did those evil deeds where you have them actually was convicted of rape or on the run or fled the country and go to another country where they don't have any extradition. But don't nobody say about them. But when it comes to black men, everybody, even their own fellow brothers and sisters, the same color, attack them also. So, I mean, if you can't tell this agenda, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with people. But for Charles Barkley to sit up here and say that, it's like quite suspect. But let's talk about Barkley for a second. when he had got caught with a prostitute some years ago. The police had basically pulled him over for running a stop sign, and also he was arrested for a DUI. But he said he had a good reason for ignoring the stop sign. Now, this is what he told the officer, and this is in the officer who wrote the report. He told me that he ran the stop sign because he was in a hurry to pick up the girl I saw get in the passenger seat. Now, these are the words from Charles Barkley. Since Charles Barkley said we should remember Kobe Bryant for the real Kobe and his deeds also, and also for the rape allegation. Well, let's talk about tricking these prostitutes. Now, the officer also goes on and says that he asked me to admit that she was hot. He asked me, "You want the truth?" When I told him I did, he said I was going to drive around the corner and get a blowjob. He then explained that she had given him a blowjob 1 week earlier and said it was the best one he ever had in his life. Basically like that song Drake, the best I ever had. But anyway, now, what kind of man sit up here tricking, using women to this magnitude, have the right to say anything about somebody who made up a story about Kobe raping her? Now, I'm not saying the story is true or false, but if they can't take it to court, he got thrown out of court. The woman's story was discredited, so how can Charles sit up here and say that? But this is what the media do. The report says when Barkley was taken to the station, he told one of the employees, "I'll tattoo my name on your ass." Now remember, he was drunk. He was also arrested for a DUI, driving under the influence. He tells one of the employees, "I'll tattoo my name on your ass," if he helped get him out of the DUI. According to the report, he laughed and then quickly corrected himself and said, "I'll tattoo your name on my ass," and then laughed again. The report says officers found a handgun in the vehicle, which was immediately impounded. The report doesn't say if the handgun was legal or not. And the only thing that we know for sure was it was loaded. Now, why would he ride around a loaded gun? I guess he's a basketball player. He got a lot of money. Might be scared somebody might rob him. Okay, we'll give him that. But you out here tricking and picking up prostitutes and everything. And was you not married at the same time? I mean, Kobe was married when this happened. Like I said, the only thing I think Kobe was guilty of was committing adultery. The same thing Charles Barkley was out here doing, but Kobe was not here paying for oral sex with different women and going back looking for it, driving around drunk. This shows his true nature, since he won't talk about Kobe. But let's go a little deeper. When in 91, he was also arrested for punching a guy in the face at some club. Because he always stays in these clubs. They have the mug shots and everything to prove it. Now, Charles Barkley, if you know anything about his past, he was like a Bill Laimbeer. And even though we're not going to drag Bill Laimbeer, where Bill Laimbeer had an attitude on the court and he would fight anybody. That's the same kind of person Charles Barkley was. He was considered a dirty player. But the real reason I think Charles Barkley is so bitter and mad at everybody, even kind of mad at Shaq a little bit, even though he played like he his friend. Now remember, Shaq and Barkley had a fight years ago back in the day. But the fact Charles Barkley went to different teams and never won an NBA championship. Now Kobe got 5 NBA championships. Charles Barkley's last chance at winning a championship was in 96, 97 when he played for the Houston Rockets. I don't know why my hometown took him, but he did not win no championship because we won our championships, if I'm not mistaken, 94 and 95. And then Jordan came back and did another three-peat. But we already had our championships. Now let's go to 1997 when Clyde Drexler, the former Houston Rocket great, who also played for the Portland Trail Blazers back in the day, when him and Charles Barkley was out partying in an Orlando nightclub. When this guy named Jorge Lugo, 20 years old, and Charles Barkley being 34 at the time, allegedly Jorge Lugo tossed a drink at Charles Barkley. Now I admit, if the guy really tossed a drink at Charles Barkley, he was dead wrong. But what kind of guy would throw a drink at Charles Barkley knowing Charles Barkley was really about that life? Like he'll really fight now. I'm not taking that away from him. But why would a guy throw a drink at him? Did Charles Barkley say something? We're not going to speculate, but I'm just saying it's quite suspect that a guy would throw a drink at Charles Barkley and take off running, and Charles Barkley chasing the guy, and it was an off-duty officer there at the bar, and an off-duty officer grabbed Jorge Lugo. Charles Barkley runs up, grabs Jorge Lugo from the officer, and throws the guy through a window. Yes, and the officer told him to stop, but he did not stop. Him and Clyde Drexler eventually left the club. And this was in 1997. And all the links will be up because we don't have to speculate on nobody. We speak number what? For facts. That's all we do. But anyway, let's go and finish up. And this goes to show you his true nature also. And not to me, I mean, he's not the smartest apple in the bunch, as you all can tell. But the fact that he will open up his mouth and try to drag Kobe Bryant up under the bus is a big no-no. Now, I'm not saying you can't have an opinion by nobody. But if you're going to tell the truth about yourself also. So like I said, none of us is perfect. No matter who you think you are or what you are, none of us is perfect. And it's sad that we have people on YouTube and on social media who sit up here and drag people under the bus and they're like they ain't never did wrong a day in their life. And some of those are the biggest sinners, have the most skeletons in their closet. to the point they can't even close their closets. But anyway, let's finish like this. So all of this is quite fittingly in the suspect where you will have a Gayle King who will wait till Kobe died, and then you will have a Charles Barkley and other people that's in the media who will wait till Kobe Bryant died this horrific death along with his daughter with 7 other passengers, and may they all rest in peace. But you will wait till a man passed to continue to drag his name under the mud instead of just letting it go. I mean, wasn't what Gayle King said enough? But then you will have Charles Barkley saying the same damn thing basically. I mean, it's not like we have other races of people saying this. You have people that look just like you be the main ones drag you under the mud. So you need to also think about that. But remember this also today. None of us is perfect. We all sin and came short of the glory. And I'm not here to preach. I'm just here to reach. But you will have people who will sit up here and drag you through the mud to make themselves look better or feel better. When Charles Barkley, to me, is really butthurt because he never won an NBA championship. So let's just get that right. But anyway, you all let me know what you think about this in the comment section. If you like the video, push that like button. If you like the video, subscribe to the channel. And definitely stay true to yourself. And share this video with your family and friends. And remember, before you try to talk about somebody else, just remember all the things that you've done in your life. I mean, maybe some people will have a conscience and back up, but it's sad to continue to drag a dead man through the mud when he can't defend himself, when nobody had a thing to say about it when he was alive. So remember that. And I'm out.